Bd10 Watheru Story and Guidance. The Magical Council 10 out of 32. Watheru, the guiding force of water and liquids. The guiding force of the energy of water and liquids. Learn to go with the flow. Quote, "Never go to excess, but let moderation be your guide." Marcus Tullius Cicero. End of quote. Watheru's story. After Kalimabanco had taken its place as the governor of Crystalia, it was me, a drop of Kandu's ocean of love, that came to venture Crystalia. As a crystal child of life, I settled down in Arania, the lower crystal kingdom, and Kalimabanco observed me with care, for he needed a team that would help him to keep life in Crystalia, also called the creation, going. As a young child, playing in the gardens of the castles of garments, located in the plains of dreams, Kalimabanco gave me the name Watheru, meaning the keeper and guide of liquids, which includes of course the energy of water. I was very playful in my nature and made everything into something fun to do, and everybody liked me for this gift. I had the ability to make everything into an art, from how I spoke, walked, dressed, moved things around in the environment, to the ability to paint and sculpture and make music. I moved as fluid and could change myself into magnificent liquid bodies and came up with the most beautiful dances. I was able with my special powers to make any liquids and especially water, and I played with it endlessly. I could change myself into rivers and moist and rain and mist, lakes and waterfall and oceans. Think about my contributions just in regards to water. Without water, everything would be dry. Nothing would be able to grow and you would not have any food. Without water, you would not be able to survive because 70% or over your body consists out of liquids. And for that reason, you need water. Did you know that you can do longer without food than without water? You need water to clean and wash. You need water to prepare foods. And without oceans, lakes, and rivers, there would be no rain or snow. For some people, however, at different times, I'm a blessing, and at other times, a curse. Think about a farmer who welcomes the rain, but the tourist who likes to enjoy the sun, getting even angry about me. I had this great power to bend and change with my flexible powers anything in the process of being created. I was the image of water that could dance so innocently, but could, however, change my water into something very destructive. This was the time I discovered the negative side of myself and misusing powers and becoming very destructive. The most negative side of me is lust. That could express itself in lusting after self-righteousness, food, drinks, and endless other things. And my mouth would become bigger and bigger, and slime will run out on my lips. When I lusted after power, I changed into a water ghost, and could get even water fly and attack with it. I became the destructive rains, the enormous tidal shark waves and flooding everything. I hunted down ships as a huge water snake. I did upset the fisherman being a water serpent and scared endless others, changing myself into the scariest marine creatures. Kalimabanco saw the need of me with my power of adaptability and creativity that would give nature and its inhabitants always something new and fun to do. When individuals would connect to my positive side, they would feel being creative and young, and then being busy with keeping that alive. When individuals would connect to my negative side, they would become old, stubborn and sick and stiff and struggling with that and busy with that. These and my other powers was an asset for his plan. I had the ingredients to keep every species busy with procreating, making babies and creating families and being busy with all of that. Yes, I was the keeper of the seed of procreation, and this was very important to Kalimabanco as he needed inhabitants, and procreation was one of the main secrets to keep everything in Crystalia going. Everybody would be busy with what was procreated, so nobody would think too much about their real self, the soul, and returning to their original home. When I grew up, Kalimabanco's plan became even better, as I was connected to the power of commitment. But I am just like you, a creation in the world of opposites, who can also break any commitment, and fighting about who and what was the cause. Later in history of your planet, I came to clean with my powers of water in the form of tidal waves and floods, and you look at me as something destructive, which is mostly just done for cleaning things up, because you brought them out of balance. You create a lot of imbalance in your world, and you are becoming more and more noticeable in this destruction. All the pollution you cause through modern industrialization eventually ends up in rivers, lakes and oceans, and causes a chain reaction of other problems. Talking about waves, floods and drowning, did you know that they occur in a symbolic way as well? Life in creation is like being in a boat on an open sea, which has calm but also stormy days. The more you go with the waves, the easier life is, but at times it feels as if a wave comes over you, and this wave can be a wave of having everybody on your back, or a wave of sickness or extreme challenges, and you feeling drowning. Later in life, you will even recognize this all around you, and mostly a wave of great things is followed by a wave of destruction. At times there is prosperity, and people live life as is there no tomorrow. They eat and drink and do great business, but during this time you become consumers and destroyers of the health of yourself and the planet. Just think about all the factories producing things that are taken from nature, and on top of all the pollution that comes along with the making of all these things. This is where the wave of destruction starts, and after a while you see everybody drowning in a way. Drowning in sickness, drowning in being bankrupt, poverty, wars and other problems. My suggestion is to not drown yourself in the good things, keep your head above water, and see what you're doing in order not to start a wave of destruction. And when a difficult wave comes, keep your head above water by adjusting yourself in those situations. Under Kalimabanco's guidance, I trained myself into every aspect connected to liquids and water, and he offered me a place in the high realms of the gods, where I made myself into a god. I became the lubrication in and between all things that were created, and would be created, so things could go easily and without friction. I was the keeper of adaptability and flexibility, and in charge of procreation of the species, and for that reason called the keeper of commitment and procreation. I held the secret of beauty and zest and youthfulness, and was in addition the keeper of beauty, play, creativity and vitality. I felt like being a god. Kalimabanco didn't bring us, the such-called gods, together and explaining to us that we were a support team to each other, that we couldn't live without each other, and for that reason we felt all independent and getting involved in power games. Maybe it was not his fault. We could have figured it out all by ourselves. Although in essence all of us were perfect and pure as we were constantly connected with Kandu, but forgetting about this, we got involved seeking this perfection in the material worlds of Crystalia, and it was impossible. All other gods, keepers and all inhabitants of Crystalia need to connect with me, and throughout history of the high realms of the gods, there have been many wars and battles, especially between us, the main 7 keepers of the universe. The higher realms of the gods. While living in the higher realms of the gods, Butterfly, the guiding force of change, was mostly at my side, and with our powers we did upset most other gods, as they wanted to keep things as they were. I was especially angry at Ertos, for I was dependent on Earth to have an Earth base to settle down my water. And I showed off my powers with water twisters, heavy rains, monsoons, changing myself into tidal waves and flooding Ertos soil, and all created on top of it. Ertos, in return, changing the surfaces, and I was not able to keep my water where I wanted. Also, Ertos came up with the ideas to win land by surrounding it with dikes and draining the water, or opening his Earth surface and letting my water disappear for long periods. This made me mad, and I changed myself into rolling waves that could become so huge that looked like claws, and just taking chunks of Ertos' earth away. There seemed to be no end to our fights. Later in life I realized that all of my anger was related to fear, because Ertos could control me, and it must have been the same for Ertos. In the meantime, however, I had also my battles with Firatos, the god of fire and heat, who constantly threatened me with his heat to evaporate my essence. Battles could come to climax of not stopping my rain for immense long periods of time, or even throwing with oceans, and Firatos attacked me with fire and heat and changing himself into dragons, spitting with flames. We acted like fire and water, chased each other to see who could last, and all of this was just a painful experience. How distorted we were in those days. At one point in time, with the permission of Kalimobanko, I made my second home in the planetarium system of the Orange Planets, located in the realm of the second dimension. A place where my energy of water was dominant, and in which I could experience my energy in full, and I named it the Vitality Oasis. Here I had my playground, without having to battle with the other keepers, but where other problems arose. I went to the Plains of Dreams, to one of the castles of garments, and took the body I still have today, representing my purpose. Also realize that I have several bodies or garments. I have my basic image, but to make any body more comfortable anywhere in the universe, I adapt and I can change into an image that looks more me being one of you. The Vitality Oasis in the realm of the Orange Planets. Let me give you a feeling about my special realm and come to visit me. You can find me in the second dimension after passing through the wall of an enormous raindrop and entering the realm of the Orange Planet, a world where continuously suns are setting. The planet is called the Vitality Oasis and is surrounded by flower planets on which the flower elves live, who are the keepers of the flower essences. Most of the surface on my planet is covered with water, being oceans and lakes and rivers and streams, and there are plenty of waterfalls. There are many islands, like the Island of the Artist, Fun Island, and Commitment Island with the Marriage Village, and the largest settlement is Bombosa with Bamboo Palace, surrounded with many cities built on stilts. Here is where I live. Our transportations are endless, different canoes and boats and sailboats and ships made out of bamboo, but you will be amazed to see how we use as well the various water creatures for the same purpose. The dolphin, the seahorse carriages and water serpents are just three of them to mention. We nourish ourselves here from endless floating gardens and flower beds, and from below the surface all kinds of nutritious algae is coming. Axella is our underwater world, where the algae is coming from, and where creatures live half human, half sea creature. The inhabitants of my realm are the Globekins and the Colorkins, adults, but inside a child's body. The Colorkins have a different color on each half of their body, and the Globekins are a combination of two complexions and two races representing all the different nations from the different planets in the universe. They live in harmony with themselves and each other and are the caretakers of my planet. They are the ones that take care of producing water energy food. They are the best dancers in the galaxy, full of zest and very artistic. However, like anything else in Crystallia the Creation, we have challenges and are often invaded by foreign native powers that come to disrupt our vital life and vital environment. But up till now, we have been successful to get rid of them in a peaceful way. The big change. Having two main residences in the higher realms of the gods and on the Orange planets, I was asked at one point in time by Mariah Morrow to become a faculty member at the university at the Sacred Archives. Mariah Morrow, being the principal of the university, who respected anybody, was very wise. He invited us all, the key masters, the keepers and the guardians of the universe, and under his guidance we had all in equal positions and shared the knowledge of the universe and nature from our perspective with the students, and we all felt important. It was a great change. We turned back into love and stopped our wars, for we all knew that you needed all the help you could get in order to save yourself and your planet. For those amongst you who want to become more aware and who understand that I am a part and parcel of you and within everything and everybody, I invite you going the journey and rediscovering all about me at my planet, the Vitality Oasis. Sit in my classroom at the Magical University of Life at the Sacred Archives, or even connect with me through a home school program. All connections to me are an incredible experience, and the more you know, the better you can go through your life adventure. Here is a summary of my positive and negative side where you can play with if you realize this or not. My positive side? My positive side is connected to you being vital, flexible, mobile, creative, playful, artistic, moderate, adaptable, and committed. My negative side? These are my downsides, being robotic, too serious, rigid, stiff, stubborn, lustful, boring, resisting, inflexible, and giving up. How I can help you in your life. Quote, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. George Bernard Shaw. End of quote. I am Watheru, keeper of the second dimension, representing the energy of liquids and water, through which I give everything the ability to adapt. I am also called the keeper and guide of commitment and adaptability, through which you can help yourself to adapt to every new situation. You know me very well, because you clean yourself and everything around you with my substance. You drink me, and your body as well as your planet consists 70% of my substance. On Mother Earth, I represent the oceans, the rivers and the lakes, and I am the lubrication for all solids. I am the life-giving force, for without me there wouldn't be too much living on the earth. In your body, my main location is in the hip area, the pelvis center, where I am in charge of creativity, vitality, procreation, and the immune system. I am the living dance of life, the artist in all aspects of life, and assist you to experience moderation, and to play and go with the flow. For that reason, I am also called the keeper of play and creativity. I am a great part of that child within you, that is full of zest, imagination, and knows how to play. It is that child which has saint-like qualities, and its love is as pure as it can get in the creative world, reminding you about Kandu. I am, however, just like you and anything else in creation, a creation of opposites. When you fail to tune into my positive side and become too serious, regimented, and stubborn, you will experience a lack of vitality, feeling dehydrated, stiff, and even could fall down in the hands of lust. I keep you busy with binding you to partners and children and busy creatively playing with the endless toys in creation. You may ask, why would you do something like this? And I will tell you that this is my job. And I said before, I am part of the created world and there are two sides of me, just like within you. About playing. Stay in the world of fantasy and magic and learn to play well in the theater of life. And know that there are many things you can play with. Know that all a part of that play is on the theater stage of life. When you play with everything in life with a deeper understanding, being flexible and creative, life will stay much more fun. In regards to playing in the house, in the streets, in the gardens, forests, know that there are many fun things you can do. And when you don't know, go on the web and find out about them. Adapting at home. At home, adapt and go with the flow. Follow your father and mother. When you go against instructions and resist, you know that you are getting in trouble. So why doing it? When you have sisters and brothers, watch out for being stubborn, by wanting your way only. Keep things playful and go with the flow. Adapting at school. At school, adjust there to the situation, learning and being with other children. Go with the flow even when there are subjects not really of your interest. Life is not about all what you want or what you like. Life is created with two sides, so learn to adapt to both sides. Learn to make studying into something, to make something into fun. Be adventurous and use the internet to explore about any subject. You probably find cartoons, videos, and even games about any subject. When it's about arts and crafts, let the artistic genius within you explore endless ways to create from natural and recycling materials. When you don't know too much, use the net for ideas. Sports. Keep it playful and fun when you partake in sport activities, otherwise it ends up in fights, competing and injuries. There are endless ways to keep your body fit and there are many different teachers. Just go the adventure and find out what and who is better for you in order to keep sports and fitness fun and playful. Adapting to your friends. Be flexible with your friends and do not push only your way of playing. It is a give and take and cannot be only your way. When you keep it light and fun, it will help to keep you and the fun going. Try to come up with fun and creative things to do and avoid hanging out together with other friends just on the computer or just playing games. Use the time to have other physical beings around you and do physical things. Vitality. Vitality is that zest, the abundance of energy, inspiration and motivation to be and to feel alive and to do things. Vitality is more than just health, which you can have 1 minute and lose the next. Vitality is an ever-growing phenomena that keeps your spirit awake and alive and which lets you play innocently. But it is also something you can slowly lose over time. You can lose that vitality by getting too serious and rigid and by eating unhealthy things and doing unhealthy things. Don't lose a treasure that can grow more and more into vitality. Immune system. Your immune system is directly connected to my energy, and is the system that keeps you from getting sick and which helps you when you would get sick. When your immune system goes down, you feel tired for no reason. Your appetite goes down, and possibly it shows by having dry lips and a dry mouth. These are the signs or messages that you need to rest, drink plenty of water, and that you need to change some things that contribute to bringing your immune system down. Reduce eating the foods that are man-prepared and eat more fresh. Take some vitamins and superfoods in the form of green powders such as barley green, kamut, spirulina, blue-green algae, or combinations of them. They are the essential foods in a form that your body can easily absorb, so your immune system goes up in strength again. Dehydration. Be aware that being a child you're always moving and doing things which cost not only energy but dries you out, and for that reason you need to keep drinking enough water. When you dehydrate, the direct connection to that is that your immune system weakens and possibly you start feeling stiffer than usual. Also know that you can dehydrate by getting angry, which is a fire energy, and fire dries water. By worrying too much, it is the same. Just be aware of the things that can help you in your life and that keep you alive. Adapting when you're not well. When your body is sick, you need to adapt and rest and heal your body. When you go against that, what your body needs, the sickness will last much longer. Look what animals do when they are not well. They fast and rest. When you lust and crave your normal food and drinks, know that you are stubborn and that you are resisting the healing of your own body. About commitments. Without realizing it, you have a relationship with everything and everybody in the creation, and of course, a relationship with the Creator. And it is about your commitment to everything and everybody that will make life great. Realize that sticking to a commitment or promise requires you being flexible, creative, and adaptable. When you're not, you will try to cheat or run away from your commitment and promise. About lusting. Know that you can easily fall down into lust by always wanting to be right, honored, and recognized, always wanting or craving the same things to eat or drink, wanting always more and more and wanting power. About being too serious and stubborn. Do you like to hang out with others that are too serious, rigid, stubborn, stiff, and boring? Probably not, because it is no fun at all, and for that reason, be that fun person to be around who is playful, creative, flexible, and adaptable. About your future. The question is if you want to become old, stubborn, and too serious and stiff and sick, or do you want to mature to become flexible, creative, vital, and wise? The world is in need of the last one, but to achieve this, you must stay moderate, adaptable, flexible, committed, and playful in all your actions. The sum of all your actions will make you the person you will be in the future. Study with Niyama, the guiding force of maturity and nature, more on this subject. Keep the waters of the earth clean. Be aware how you all add to the pollutions of the water on Mother Earth by consuming and wanting more, because all that what is being made in factories leaves waste behind and eventually ends up polluting rivers, lakes, and oceans. Know that everything you use at home for cleaning, and ranging from cleaning your body to cleaning the home, is done with products that add to the pollution, or use those that are environmental friendly. Make a study on these things, for you want to help Mother Earth and not being part of destroying it, isn't it? Be with and in water. Be a lot in the water, play with and in water, and drink plenty of water, which will keep your body healthy and flexible. Water is water. Know that when you drink water, that there are different kinds of water, and for those reasons drink the best vital water you can get, because it contributes to your health or it depletes it. Also know that most other drinks are liquid foods, meaning they are made from solid foods. So water is water, and most other drinks liquid foods. In addition to solid foods, your body needs plenty of water in order to assist in the cleaning and in order to keep your body flexible and healthy. The majority of your body consists of water, and it needs water. So study about drinking waters, how water is processed before it comes out of your faucet at home, or how you can vitalize water and the different kinds of water you can buy. Go online, do your research. It's your health. The waters of eternal life. Now you're more familiar with my energy of liquids and water, which is connected to physical life, but understand that there is an energy that is within you and everything that keeps everything alive, which is not of a physical. This energy has been referred to as the river of eternal life, which comes from the eternal ocean of love, being Kandu. Through inner and silent prayer and meditation, you can experience to be in this river of bliss and to return to Kandu. And this process has been called self-realization and God-realization. Once in this river, during meditation, one must learn not to go ashore, which means going with one thought or another. Because when you do that, you're out of the river and you stop the adventure to return to the ocean of love. There is struggle in life, but all that struggle stays within the realm of the physical and mortal things. But that other struggle is to experience the eternal and immortal. Most effort is given to the physical struggle, which is mostly short-lived. So when you want to experience that everlasting, you must learn to struggle with inner prayer and meditation, that maybe become the fountain to experience life in a complete different way. You might be too young for this at the moment in your life, but at least you know about this. And pick it up later in your life. Connect with Mariah Morrow, the messenger of love, and learn more about this. Verse: Watheru is the keeper of Tuesday. Orange is the color of this special day. A day for creativity and play. Have fun and go with the flow. Be flexible in today's adventure show. Just adapt like a chameleon and see your wisdom grow.